A local former postmaster caught up in the post office IT scandal has been in court again, trying to get his conviction for fraud overturned. This is Lee Williamson from Portstewart. He was convicted 10 years ago after a shortfall of £17,000 was discovered on the Horizon computer system at his branch. Michael Fitzpatrick reports.
Lee Williamson is one of more than 700 sub-postmasters across the UK, convicted of fraud-related offences during the post office scandal. He ran a successful post office in Portstewart between 2003 and 2012, but he lost his business and received a suspended prison sentence after a £17,000 shortfall was identified.
Basically devastating. There's very few words that you can describe just the whole feeling of having a job that you enjoyed, you held a position that you felt respected in, to have the whole thing taken away from you. But it's not going to help me sitting going through everything.
Lee Williamson started noticing issues with the Horizon IT system in 2008 and couldn't understand why it was registering shortfalls. It has since emerged the IT system was faulty. He's now fighting to clear his name and has lodged an appeal against his conviction. An update on the 48-year-old's legal challenge was heard at the Court of Appeal today. A lawyer representing Lee Williamson told the court it's not clear whether legislation announced by the Prime Minister this week to exonerate sub-postmasters will be relevant to his client's appeal. As there is still uncertainty over how the new law will apply here, the case was adjourned until the end of April.
It's a welcome development, but there's lots of questions still left to be answered, particularly in Northern Ireland. The legislation will initially apply to England and Wales. The legislators in Scotland have come out and stated what they're going to do, but nothing has been mentioned in Northern Ireland.
Mr Williamson's solicitor says it's still not clear how the new law will be enacted in Northern Ireland.
Obviously the intention was declared that it'll be UK-wide, and the intention is to have all convictions overturned by the end of this year. So if that's the intention, we would hope, if the political will is there, that could be made happen.
A spokesperson for the Department of Justice told the BBC it's been working with colleagues in England and Scotland to explore how victims of false accusations across the UK can have their convictions overturned as swiftly as possible. Michael Fitzpatrick, BBC Newsline, at the Court of Appeal.